Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today we have a new Alphalete collection. This is their October launch, their Aura collection. Aura is just a component, but it's the most important part. This is all launching on Saturday, October 28th at 12 p.m. Central Time. As always, other times will be listed on the screen. And also, as always, you can use my code Catherine for 10% off your whole order. This is active all the time, so whenever you place an Alphalete order, you can always get 10% off. So this launch features a new fabric, a new style of legging, some different sports bras, basically a whole new collection, but it's honestly a rare day when Alphalete launches a new fabric. So these are the new Aura leggings. I don't know if they're calling it the Aura fabric, that's what I'm calling it, but it's a 75% nylon, 25% spandex, and it is the most lightweight, stretchy fabric that Alphalete has launched so far. I would say this is what Surface wanted to be, but could never quite get there. For some reason, I feel like Surface was only brushed on the outside, maybe not the inside. And at times I felt like the surface wouldn't like hug every curve quite right. Like it was a good fabric, but we just have better things now. And this new Aura fabric has like endless stretch, super thin and stretchy, brush inside and out, but it's very minimally brushed. And since I know you guys always ask me what other fabrics I would compare it to, I would say this is most similar to the Buff Bunny new butter fabric, except I actually feel like this one might be a tiny bit more durable and maybe a little bit more stretchy. So I actually prefer this fabric. We got a little bit sidetracked talking about the new fabric, but like I said, it's a similar collection to the Amplify Contour launch that happened about a month ago. We have most of the same colors. They all do look a little bit different because it's a different fabric, but I will post the color comparisons. But it's very neutrals focused. So we have some lighter nudes, we have a gray, some darker browns, and black and white. And this collection is definitely a little bit more like lifestyle athleisure focused. I think in terms of the leggings, the shorts, and some of the bras, definitely still functional in the gym for me, but some of them, let's just say this is not the launch for the large cup size girlies, as well as the super shorties or super tallies. That's just for the flare leggings though. Anyways, there are also some tees, some crops, some pump covers, so we will get into all of the pieces. I also wanted to just mention super quick, I know it has been a while since I posted my last video. If you guys are close followers of the channel, and I did talk about this in an Instagram live, I've just been struggling a lot more with the balance between my new job and filming. And every time I try to film a new activewear brand review, I just feel like nothing is really good and it doesn't really get me very excited. And I was just feeling very exhausted and kind of unmotivated to film anything, and that's never how it should be. This is for fun for me. I should feel excited to do it, and the only things I've been excited to film recently are the brands that I love coming out with new collections. So for now, I will still keep you guys updated on the brands that I work with and that I love with their launches, but until I get out of this slump, I don't know how many different style brand reviews I will be doing. So I hope you guys can understand. It's just been a lot adjusting to being a dentist, and I'm actually really loving it, but it's just exhausting to come home after a really long day of seeing patients and just like mental and physical load, basically working on this stuff all weekend and having no free time to myself. So I've just been taking a little more free time, and it's actually been really nice to not feel the pressure to film every single weekend, which is what I did for the past 4 years. And I appreciate you guys' support. I'm not going anywhere, just maybe cutting back a little bit. All right, without further ado, let's get into the pieces. So let's start out with the bras. So this collection has 3 sports bras, and all of them in my information from Alphalete said they were made for A to B cup size. So anyways, according to them, I should not be wearing any of these bras, but we'll try it out for the video. I have tried on and worn 2 of the bras. One of them is an absolute no. One of them, we could make it work, but it's not ideal. So if you're looking for a high support bra, this is just not the launch. Let's start out with the absolute no. We have the Aura Bandeau. So I'm not kidding myself. I am never going to be in a place where I'm going to wear a strapless bra to the gym, because I know as soon as we reach our arms up for some lat pull downs, it's fallen right down, and that's not a position I want to be in. So anyways, this is made of the Aura fabric. All of the bras today have no cup pads. They also do not have a space for cup pads. Theoretically, is it possible to cut the inner lining fabric and put a cup pad in? Yes, but these are not meant to have cup pads in them. I don't really understand why. I feel like you could have put them in, but anyways, this is the bandeau. I got a size small. We have a stretchy bottom band, not a true elastic, and the sports bra is flat along the bottom and then arches in kind of a semicircle up at the top. The inside also has a silicone grip on the upper seam to prevent it from sliding down. It still kind of rolls down for me, so this doesn't completely work. I feel like if you have a really small bust, this would help, but there's just no outrunning the bandeau issues if you have a larger cup size. We also have this thinner band across the back, a tonal silicone Alphalete logo in the front that's really subtle. Okay, I hope this is focusing, but that is how subtle the logo is. I actually really like that. I wish it was in the back, but it's in the front. And this is that silicone lining up here. Also, can we appreciate the little ghost nails that I did this weekend? Super cute. So I just got this one in a size small. Let's try it on. All right, so here we have the bandeau. Honestly, I feel like I don't even see that kind of like semicircle shape when it's on. Just because I feel like my bust kind of like takes up that space. For me, I need straps to give me some lift because my girls, they just don't lift themselves, okay? They need a little bit of help. This just isn't a super comfortable feeling for me. I do like to feel a little bit more lifted. I do feel like that silicone band kind of rolls a little bit on me here. You can also see that little Alphalete logo right at the front there. And in the back, you can see it kind of transitions into a more narrow tapered back band. I feel like maybe it would have stayed on a little bit better if the back band was a little thicker, but it's honestly hard to say. Either way, I just don't really see any bandeau working for me. It's not just this one specifically. This is a small and it doesn't feel like overly snug, so I would definitely say true to size. But if you're in between, I honestly would size down just so it's snug enough that it stays put because you're relying only on the band tightness to keep it up, no straps. I also just feel like if I move around too much and lift my arms, this is just gonna fall right down, which is just another reason why it's just not for me. The coverage is actually not horrible. Light to medium coverage. The underboob is contained, but just a little bit of bust space up here, obviously. And I don't even need to do a jog test. This is gonna be super, super light support. So is it a cute look? Yes. Is it a functional gym top if you have like a C or D cup or above? Probably not. Next we have the Aura Strappy Bra. I got this one in a size small and I also got it in a size medium. So I did wear this one to the gym today and we did not have any nip slips. So I would definitely not really consider this one large cup size friendly, but at least I could wear it to the gym without falling out. So this one is probably my favorite. Again, no cup sizes. We do have the Alphalete logo across the front here. Very subtle, you barely even see it. We have that slight wavy under bust kind of contoured detail, and there is a little seam across the bottom, but no elastic band, so you're not really secured in the lower bust area. So under boob is definitely possible. We have a scooped neckline, and then we have a super minimal strappy back detail, but the straps are also adjustable in the back, which was really nice, except while I was doing bench press today, I definitely felt these on my shoulder blades. Keep that in mind for any bench work you may be doing. But let's try this one on and we'll also do a side-by-side comparison of the small and the medium. Okay, here's the medium and the strappy bra. And now that I've tried the medium compared to the small, I actually think the medium is better. So I'm gonna say if you have a large cup size, I would definitely consider sizing up in this one. You'll see in the side-by-side, I just have a little bit less spillage and just a little bit more coverage. So this one has just a little sewn edge. It does not have any elastic. So you can see we do get a tiny little chance of side boob there. It's not to the point where I fall out of the bottom personally. Am I saying side boob? It's under boob. Just know some under boob is possible there. The side boob situation is actually pretty covered up, and then we do get some cleavage. So overall, the coverage on this one is a low, and the support is pretty low as well. I can't believe I wore the small to the gym when the medium just feels so much better. Okay, well, so this is the only bra that I would definitely say size up in. Also with the small, I was feeling a little tightness in the straps, like it was getting a little bit uncomfortable over the traps here. So another reason to size up. If you have a smaller cup size, you definitely don't need to size up. But if you're worried about strap tightness, if you have a little bit of a wider rib cage, then I would consider a size up. So the straps are pretty thin. They are made of the soft Aura material though. And then we can see in the back, we have this little crisscross strappy detail, and then we also have adjustable straps as well. So I definitely love the vibes of this one. Super cute for back day, little crisscross straps. So yeah, after trying all these on, I mean, with the exception of the bandeau, really not too bad. So let's pop on the small really quick. And here is the small. I immediately just feel a lot more tightness in these neck straps and just quite a bit more spillage coming out of the top. There's just more space in the medium for me. The small is definitely still doable, like I did wear it to the gym. And honestly, I did not fall out of it at any point because it is pretty secure. This shape is good for me. I do have some spillage, but it didn't get any worse throughout my workout, if that makes sense. But I'm definitely glad I got two sizes to compare because the medium is just a little bit better. Anyways, we see this kind of scooped detail here. It comes up a little bit in the center of the bust and then down for a little bit more bust space. Scooping neckline, again, pretty good side boob coverage. And then that strappy back with adjustable straps back there. So definitely very open, very breathable, very cute for back day, really shows off all the back muscles. Also, if you do carry a little bit of weight in the back area, I would also consider a size up just so the straps don't like squeeze into you all that much. So this one can be done with a large cup size, just not the most ideal. And lastly, we have the Aura Sculpt bra. This is the only one I have not tried on yet. So again, a minimalist bra. We have no cup pads. The branding on this one is actually across the mid back, which I like a little bit better. We do have a little seam at the bottom, but not a true elastic. There is a slight V-neck and the straps are straight up and down tank straps. The bottom is almost kind of like curved upwards, but it's not that same wavy contour detail that the strappy bra has. And I did get this one in a small and medium, and we will compare the sizes. All right, here's the medium Sculpt bra. The medium honestly doesn't feel huge in this case, but sometimes black feels just a little bit more snug. I'm not getting any gaping areas, feeling pretty secure. Overall, the coverage on this one, I would say low to medium. Honestly, I do feel slightly more covered than the strappy bra, but since we still don't have any like secure bottom elastics, there still is some risk of under boob in this one as well. So it's just like the ultimate short line bra, like super, super short line. I am getting a little bit of spillage out of the top as well, but I really could see myself staying in this at the gym still. You kind of have to think about what bras have fit you in the past in terms of your actual like bust shape. For me, this is a style that I do feel secure in and that I'm not gonna fall out of. We have some good side boob coverage as well. This one scoops pretty far to the sides. We have that slight V-neck, that kind of arched shape there, and just overall like a pretty minimalist back as well. So let's pop on the small. Okay, we have the Aura Sculpt bra. This is the small, and honestly, not a huge difference from the medium. I'm just getting a little bit more security around the band in the small, so personally, I would say true to size, but if you're in between, I would choose the size up. So again, coverage, I would say low to medium. My main area is definitely a little bit of spillage in this cleavage space, but as we see, sizing up doesn't really help me there. It's just the shape of this bra. And then we do get a little bit of under boob kind of peeking out there. I don't see myself having any wardrobe malfunctions at the gym. So I do think I can comfortably wear this one, and I will be trying this one at the gym. So while these bras weren't necessarily aimed towards larger cup sizes, and I'm definitely not getting like a great support, like this is definitely a light support. For me, my weightlifting at the gym is pretty low impact in terms of jumping around, so I would be okay to wear this. We also, again, get that good side boob coverage. It's a cute little shape. I could definitely benefit from some cup pads because we don't have any in there, and nippage could definitely be a problem. And then again, here is the back. So I actually would say this one definitely works for me. Honestly, the strappy bra had less coverage than this one, and I was able to wear that. So it's not ideal in terms of support, and I still think this one is really cute, and I love to have a matching set. So I personally would wear this one. Next, we're moving on to bottoms, and we're going to start with the Aura leggings. So these are definitely my #1 pick of the launch. I'm super excited about these. I will say I preferred the colors of the seamless version of this launch with the amplified contour, because everything is looking a little bit more washed out in the Aura fabric. I really only feel like my skin tone would look good in the pewter and the cashmere. The sand and the porcelain are just too close to my skin tone. Anyways, we have the Aura leggings. The fabric is so soft on these and literally just endless stretch. So we have no top band, no front seam. I measured a 9-inch rise on the size small. I measured a 27-inch inseam. These also have a lot of vertical stretch, kind of similar to the Amplify leggings, a little bit less than the seamless, but I still feel like we get pretty good length out of these. We have the Alphalete branding in the back, super subtle. And we also have these curved glute contour seams. I think this might be the most dramatic glute contour that we've seen from Alphalete, at least in their non-seamless leggings. There's also a raised seam kind of contour detail, which just kind of like gives some shape. And we also have a super extended gusset that goes basically below the knee. So I just got smalls in these and I wore a small to the gym today. It fit me perfectly, so let's try this on. All right, here's a close-up of the new Aura. We have the tonal logo, definitely the most subtle, and the fabric just has a very, very slightly brushed feeling to it, but it's not a very fuzzy appearance. A peach. I just have the Surface Cross Waist, the Auras, and the Alpha Luxe Wonder. These are actually the shorts because I can't find the leggings. But just to show that the new Auras do have a longer back rise, so you don't have to pull them up the glutes if that is uncomfortable for you. I would say the Wonders definitely have the shortest of the back rise. Also, excuse that my washing machine just like puts dirt on my clothes sometimes. That's really fun. The Wonders were meant to be pulled up the glutes because they had a shorter back rise. These ones are not, so they sit naturally higher on the waist without having to pull them up. And I'm getting about an inch to inch and a half higher in the back and longer than the Surface. So if the Surface or the Wonders were kind of sliding down a little bit on you, the Auras should stay up better. They did for me. Okay, here are the Aura leggings. So these are so comfortable. They stayed up really well at the gym for me. Honestly, was not pulling them up at all. I didn't get any rolling in the waist. Honestly, I only get that when leggings are either super, super tight on my waist or way too high. These hit a really good point for me. Overall compression is about a light compression, but like I was saying with the shorts, I just feel like a little bit more performance than a Lululemon Align. I know we're kind of past the days of comparing everything to Aligns because I just think that's kind of silly, but sometimes it helps. These are a little bit less brushed than that. I feel like just a little bit more grip to like hold on to you almost. So we have no front seam. I'm not really getting any tension in the front to give me any like no front seam camel, anything like that. We have those flattering seams. They go back around the glutes and then forward a little bit to just kind of give you a little bit of a curvy type shape. And then we have the back, we have the curved glute seams. You definitely can pull these up the glutes for some glute separation, that appearance, but compared to something like the Alpha Luxe Wonder legging and even the Surface leggings that have a short rise in the back, those sometimes could get a little bit uncomfortable in the crotch area for me because you really have to pull them up the glutes in order for them to not have that dip down in the back. These do not have a shortened back rise. So honestly, I like that better, even if it means a little bit less glute separation. You can still achieve that with these, but you don't have to. And the back does not dip down at all. So these might be my favorite non-seamless Alphalete leggings. I just feel like I really don't have anything bad to say about them. Only thing is they definitely are a little bit thinner, so not going to have a ton of cellulite coverage. So if that's a concern for you, I definitely would choose one of the darker colors. This cashmere is my favorite. And I believe I measured a 27-inch inseam on these. So they're basically a full length for me, and they have a good amount of vertical stretch. We have that extended gusset, which helps relieve some of the stress on the crotch area as well. So honestly, I just find these super comfortable. I worked out with a little glute band at the gym today. I don't see any stress on the leggings with them. And they do collect a little bit of pet fur, but not as much as the Alpha Luxe, which really held on to it. And the compression is definitely light to medium. And they just have so much stretch where I feel like some of the other Alphalete, like brushed materials, you do feel an endpoint to the stretch, like at some point. These are just ultra stretchy. Another benefit to not having that shortened back rise where you really have to pull them up is I felt like these stayed up better throughout my workout because this is just where they sit naturally without tugging them up a whole lot. So for me, I felt like they stayed put better than the Surface in my workouts. Next, we have the Aura 5-inch shorts. So these are very similar to the leggings, same fabric, no top band, no front seam. We have the logo detail, curved glute seams in the back. We do have that little contour stitch detail down the side, as well as a small little extended gusset that goes all the way down the legs. I did order a small and a medium in these. When I held up the smalls, I was like, these look tiny, but wearing them to the gym, they have so much stretch that honestly the smalls fit me just fine. But we will do that comparison between the small and the medium just to see if it's maybe a little bit more comfortable. But with the amount of stretch on these, I feel like sizing is pretty flexible. All right, here are the small shorts. So like I said, they looked really small on, but these are so stretchy, and compared to the small amplified contour shorts, where those had quite a bit of waistband compression, these are just so much stretchier all around that I'm not getting that same kind of like waistband tightness. So I would definitely say true to size on these. If you're in between, I would still probably go with the size up, but if you're not in between, you are safe to just stick with your normal legging size. So these are definitely a high rise. They go a little bit above the belly button. All of the bottoms today have kind of a narrower top band, so you're not getting a ton of lower tummy control. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, these are just not a very compressive fabric, so the hold is pretty minimal. I feel a little bit more held in than something like a Lululemon Align, but still overall light compression, naked feel. So these are a 5-inch inseam, and for me, these did still roll at the gym. If I'm gonna have something definitely not roll, they need to be like a 6-inch inseam. I would still consider these thick thigh friendly because the thigh seams are just super, super stretchy, and I'm not getting any like cutting in of the thighs here. So we have that little side contour detail, super cute, and then the flattering seams in the back, medium to high in the booty scale, and even in these small shorts here, it's a light compression, maybe a light to medium at the very max. But I am a big fan of these shorts. Another thing to note, someone asked me if these had that shorter back rise seam like the Alpha Lux Wonder shorts, and these do not. These have a typical back rise seam, so they don't do that dipping down in the back if you don't like pull them up the glutes. You definitely can pull these up the glutes if you want to because the fabric is stretchy, but they have a regular back rise seam, so they don't have to. So these are overall really comfortable, not getting any tightness in the front. All right, here are the medium shorts. Honestly, they feel pretty similar to the smalls, maybe just a little bit less snug, just a little bit more fabric there, but yeah, still the same high rise, still thick thigh friendly. I'm not really getting a lot of extra fabric, maybe just a tiny bit, so you definitely can size up. I don't feel like I would have any extreme fit issues from doing the medium, but I think I'm also getting a tiny bit more length in the medium. So also just keep that in mind. These might roll up on me a little bit less at the gym, so totally depends on your preference. And then here's the back of the porcelain. You can just see this color just kind of blends in with my skin tone. It's just not really the best color for me. I feel like this color would look best on deeper skin tones to really give that contrast. All right, then we have my main frustration of the launch. We have the Aura flared pant. And listen, I love a good flare legging lately. I just feel like flare leggings have the perfect amount of breathability. Like they're still leggings on the top, but then you kind of have a little space at the bottom. So I've been loving the return of the flare leggings. And when I saw Alphalete was coming out with flare leggings, I was so excited. And then they sent out the PDF and they only came in one length, and my heart just broke. There are so many acceptable lengths to regular leggings. Like if they're a little bit over your ankles, no one's gonna think twice. If they're a little bit more 7/8, like above the ankle area, that's still totally fine. Like it doesn't look weird on regular leggings, but with flare leggings, you have to have multiple lengths because the shorties are gonna be drowning and the tallies like me are gonna be wading through a flood. They just look so awkward to me, and it's just a look that I really hate. So it was very devastating to see that they only came out in one length. And I've seen people saying like, oh, size up for more length. Like, oh, these can work for tall girls. No. I'm speaking mostly to my tall queens right now. But if you were like 5'7" and above, honestly, skip the flares. Don't try to make them work. They're not gonna work. You're not gonna be happy with them. I did see someone post on Instagram that they had spoken with Alphalete and they do plan to have more lengths in the future. So just wait it out. Don't buy a pair of leggings that you know are gonna be too short for you. So I did get a size small and a size medium. They did not post the inseam on my PDF that they sent me, which I think is because the inseam changes with size, which I also don't like because just because you are a larger size does not mean you're taller. Height and size are two independent variables. We can't be mixing them. I don't get it. As someone who is a small, tall, I don't want to have to size up to have more length, you know? And if you need less length, you shouldn't have to size down. Because what that is saying is you could have it fit your length, but just not fit you anywhere else. Like Don't see why that works. Anyways, rant semi over. My smalls, I measured a 30-inch inseam, and my mediums, I measured a kind of 30.5 to 31-inch inseam. Either way, I typically wear a 33 to 34-inch inseam, and that's just what I'm most comfortable with. When I put shoes on, it just looks the best. It falls over the shoes well. We're not wearing high waters, so a 30 to 31 inch is just not gonna be enough for your girl here. So if that helps anyone, I don't know the lengths of any of the other sizes. I can't imagine they'd be going up 1 inch per size, because the extra larges would end up with like a 35-inch inseam, and that just doesn't make sense. So I would expect a 30 to 31-inch inseam for the flare leggings. Okay, now we're officially done talking about the length. So if you do happen to be like 5'2", 5'3" to 5'7", these should be a good length for you. Anyways, very similar structure to the leggings, so we won't spend much time on this, but we have no top band, no front seam, we have that contour side detail, and then they are a flare legging. So you can see holding these up, these are not like a dramatic fit and flare kind of shape. They flare around the knee, maybe even slightly above the knee, so they're really more of a boot cut shape. Personally, I like when my flares flare like right at the top of the calves. So these are thick calf friendly because they do not cling to the calves. They're not a skinny flare, but I prefer more of like a true flare to a boot cut kind of shape. We still have the same flattering glute seams in the back as well. So I did get a small and a medium, so we can try those on side by side. Okay, so these are the medium flare leggings in the color sand. For some reason, the flares, especially in the mediums, they're not coming up quite as high for me as the leggings. I feel like because they are just a little bit bigger, they are sliding down just a little bit more. So that's another reason why I wouldn't really recommend switching up your sizing. On the Alphalete PDF they sent me, they said to size up like regardless for the flare leggings. I don't agree with that. I think the small fits me better in the bottoms personally, because they have so much stretch that you just don't need to size up. So anyways, this is the medium, the 31-inch inseam. From a glance, the length looks okay, but I just know myself, and whenever I put shoes on with a length like this, they just look way too short. So again, I'm kind of sticking to like 5'7", 5'8", and above. You're probably not going to be happy with the length on these. And this is also the slightly longer inseam because these are the mediums. We do have a high rise, again, because these aren't quite as snug. They were sliding down just a teeny bit on me, so I was almost seeing like a little bit of belly button, but I would still overall say they're high rise. We have that raised little stitch detail down the side. Just gives a little contour, almost kind of enhances the hips and glutes, but just adds a nice little shape. That goes all the way down the leg and wraps around to the back of the flares there. We have no front seam, and overall a light compression and a medium to high on the booty scale. We have those flattering curved seams that sit above the glutes, and these are definitely on the thinner side. So if you're looking for cellulite coverage, I definitely would go with a darker color. The sand and the porcelain are just not going to be very cellulite friendly. All right, so these are the small flares. They just feel a lot better. I'm still getting light, maybe light to medium compression in these. And we have another collection that matches Mr. Pids. All these neutrals are just really inspired by you. Yes. Anyways, more of a light to medium compression in these, probably because they are the black, but they still have a ton of stretch to them. So I really would not recommend sizing up in the bottoms. You just don't need to. They're super stretchy. I definitely feel like these are more likely to stay at a true high-rise point as well. Still all the same details, very comfortable, flattering on the glutes. We have those contoured side seams, and then we can see with the 30-inch inseam, it's just not a super cute look. So also with the flare, they're just really more of a boot cut. Like, they're really not super flared, and it was a little bit more exaggerated in the medium just because they are a little bit bigger, but these do come down and flare slightly above the knee, which can sometimes look a little bit baggier instead of like a sleek like fit and flare. Again, it's hard to find the exact point of flare, because if they flare too low, then it's a Clydesdale horse, you know, clinging to the calves. But if it flares too high, kind of like these, I feel like it doesn't look as polished, but it is, thanks, are you getting fed? But it is definitely more friendly to the thick calf girlies. So these are definitely thick calf friendly. I'm not getting any calf clinging, but these are definitely short. So these are the 30-inch inseam on the smalls. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think of the flare shape? Do you kind of like a more like Buff Bunny foxy flare shape where it kind of flares right around the calves? Or do you like this kind of more boot cut look? All right, now moving on to tops. We cannot forget the star piece I think, of this collection is the Aura Shrug long sleeve, aka Bolero. So this is basically just an ultra cropped crop, or simply just sleeves. So some may ask, what is the point of it? The point is fashion, okay? The point is looking cute, and you do get a little extra warmth with the sleeves. I did not used to be a Bolero girly, but the more I see people wear them, I just think that they're so cute and so fun. Listen, I'm easily influenced by trends, and I was influenced by this trend, but I am a fan of the Boleros. I got a size small, super stretchy. It is that Aura fabric. We have the Alphalete logo across the top back here, very subtle. Comes in basically all of the colors, I think, and it has a sewn edge here. Super cropped, so you will see this sports bra detail underneath. And we also have thumb holes, which is super fun. So let's try this on. All right, here's the Bolero. They mostly advertise this wearing the bandeau, so you could really see the separation. But honestly, I think it's cute with most sports bras. It's made of that Aura fabric, single thickness, so nice and lightweight, and just have a little seam at the bottom here. Something that I noticed about the Bolero when I was working out that I liked is that your pits are free. So that makes it so, one, it's not as hot, and two, you don't get like extensive sweat marks in the pit because it's all cut away from there. So I just thought that was like a little fun added bonus. The sleeves are nice and long. They're snug, but they're not too snug, so definitely true to size. If you're in between, you can really go either way. Again, this fabric is very stretchy. And here's a close-up of the thumb holes. They are stitched around. I just love to have the option of a thumb hole. Really keeps these sleeves nice and secure. There is a little seam that goes kind of from the back armpit area all the way around to that thumb hole. And then here is the back, and the Tonal logo is in the back as well. So again, it's not going to be like the warmest layering piece, obviously, because it's just sleeves, but it's mostly for the cuteness, and I think it makes for a cute little look here. And I really think it works well with all of the sports bras. Next, another top that I'm really loving from this collection. This is the Republic short sleeve crop tee in the color Turkish Coffee. So I wore this one to the gym today with the cashmere bottoms, and I just thought it was such a cute look. So this is a 100% cotton top, but it has a softer feel and a little bit more flowy than the typical Alphalete pump covers that are also 100% cotton, that have that kind of like almost like stiffer cotton feel. This one, as you can see, is a little bit more flowy. So it is pretty cropped, like you lift your arms and you will see the sports bra underneath. We also have a little short sleeve moment. It is a crew neck, and this Alphalete logo detail is a little bit raised. They also have a men's full-length version of this that I did not get, but that one was also super cute. All right, here's the tee. I think it works really well with the cashmere color. It's almost exactly the same. A little bit off, but when you wear them together, they look the same. So we have that kind of raised logo detail. You can kind of see on the inside, it's like a little bit thickened there. Like I said, it is super cropped. When you lift your arms, you do see a little bit of sports bra at the side, and a lot of the torso is open there. But I really like that the sleeves end kind of right where the crop ends. I think that's like a really seamless look. Again, this is cotton, but it feels a little bit softer, a little bit more flowy than the usual cotton pump cover material. This is a size small. It has kind of an oversized boxy fit, so no need to size up. And then here is the back. The back doesn't really have any details. Nice and plain. And yeah, I just think this one's super cute. I'm not always for a big logo, but I do like the logo style going on here. Another new fabric for the launch is the AirTech. So this is the Wolfhead AirTech short sleeve crop tee. They also have one that I think just says Alphalete on it as well, that's also cropped. But basically this fabric is a flowy, super lightweight, almost mesh-like. So this one is a little bit longer of a crop than the last one, but we still have a lot of flow to it. And we have a raised silicone wolf detail here. So I thought this color would go well with some of the bottoms I got. Okay, here's this one. So it doesn't really feel like a mesh in a traditional sense. It is a lot softer, but definitely has like an athletic kind of breathable mesh feel. Here's a little close-up of the fabric and the silicone detail. But yeah, it's got a stretch to it, and you can kind of see those little mesh holes when you stretch it. So this one is definitely longer than the other crop. It almost goes to the top of the leggings. So you barely really see the sports bra when I lift my arms up. And this one has less of that kind of like boxy, flowy shape. It's still a little bit oversized. It's not like a tight crop, but the last one had like kind of an oversized sleeve detail, and this one's just a kind of a classic tee. And then here's the back of this one, very plain. I think I like the other one better just because it's a little bit more fun. All right, we also have the men's AirTech short sleeve tee. I got this one in a size large. I don't think this one is labeled as oversized, so it should just be like a regular men's fit. I got this in a large because I can wear it as like a pump cover vibe, or if Ian wanted to wear it, he can wear it too, because his typical men's shirt size, as long as it's not an Alphalete like oversized fit, is large. So this is that lightweight kind of mesh-like material, and we have a raised silicone Alphalete Athletics in the front there. It is a little bit difficult to see with the black on black, but let's try it on. Okay, you guys always request that Ian comes in and tries on the shirts as well, so I got the large so that he could wear this. And would you say this fits like a normal men's large?
Yeah, a little long, but otherwise normal.
Yeah, so it definitely hits him a little bit long, like longer than the normal like Alphalete pump covers that he wears a large in as well. But this one doesn't have like as high of a neckline. It's like a more normal neckline. And you said that you like this material? Would you? Yeah,
for the most part. Like I generally wear like cotton or a tri-blend, but I do have.
Do you know what a tri-blend is?
Yeah, like rayon or
rayon.
No, like no, not rayon, but like those are earbuds. No, those are Raycast, right? No, elastane.
Yeah.
And polyester, and cotton, like a 60-40 or 60-30-10 or 60-20-20. I don't know.
He normally goes for more of like a cotton tee, so this one is a little bit more like mesh-like, but a little bit more breathable for the gym.
Yeah, it's just like they're always a little itchy. But I don't think
I didn't feel like it was itchy. So yeah, very plain in the back. But compared to some Alphalete tees that are definitely super oversized, where he would need more of a medium, this is definitely more true to men's sizes.
But it's not bad.
Thank you, Ian, for being our male model today.
My pleasure.
You're excused. And lastly, at least with the pieces I got, we have accessories. So we have the AirTech headbands. So these are made of the same material as those AirTech tees we just went over, except they are headbands. So this is a thicker athletic style headband, but still very lightweight. Like I like the idea of this material for a headband. This one does have the wolf head logo in the middle of it, and it is like a brown raised silicone. In the top of it is thicker. It does have a thinner band in the underhead area. Okay, and the last accessory is the lifting belt. So listen, I've never had a lifting belt. I don't know if I will ever lift enough to truly need a lifting belt. So I got the color Sea Salt, which is kind of like an off-white, but they also have porcelain, mocha, and black. And I believe it came in like extra small to extra large, something like that. But I did get a size small, and I will show you when it's on. It is unisex. I probably could have done an extra small because I can tighten this to like the second to last hook. Anyways, it is a nubuck leather, so it has that slight suede feel to it. Very sturdy. It has this little like cushioned area on the inside. I don't know if this is something that a lifting belt normally has. It also has a tonal metal buckle detail, and this just feels so luxurious, and I love the color of it. But honestly, you know, maybe I'll use it someday. We'll see. All right, guys, that is it for the review. In terms of my top picks, definitely the Aura leggings, the Aura shorts, if you're okay with a 5-inch inseam, the Aura shrug bolero situation. I just feel like I'm gonna be wearing those quite a bit now. And then the bras are all kind of pushing it for me, but if you're a smaller cup size or you just really like a complete look, I think the strappy bra is my favorite. I just really love that minimal strappy detail in the back. And the Republic crop tee with that Alphalete logo, I also just feel like that one is super cute. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments down below. I'll be posting any updates I have on Instagram. Also, Black Friday is coming up. It is hard for me to say when pieces are going to sell out or not. I would say if there's something that you really don't want to miss out on, probably snag it at this launch, but if you're kind of here or there, Black Friday is around the corner, and I would expect these pieces to be around 20% off since they're going to be the most recent of the launches. But yeah, let that be a reminder, people. Black Friday is always a huge time for activewear, so start making your lists. Alphalete had a crazy Black Friday sale last year, and if they're doing the same thing as last year, I have a little bit of a better understanding of it, so when I do my Alphalete Black Friday review video, we will chat all about that. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!